Imagine waking up one morning, standing in front of the mirror, and seeing a version of yourself you're truly proud of. Not just thinner, but lighter, healthier, more confident, and finally in control of your life. Now imagine that this transformation didn't come from starving yourself, not from impossible workouts, not from magical weight loss teas, but from a simple, realistic, step-by-step path that anyone, yes, literally anyone can follow. If that picture makes you feel even a little excited, then don't go anywhere, because today, I'm going to give you the cleanest, simplest, and most practical weight loss roadmap you will ever hear. And trust me, if you stay with me till the end, you're walking away with a plan you can start today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Weight loss becomes simple when you follow a realistic, step-by-step plan instead of chasing extreme diets or conflicting advice. And this is something most people never realize because they're constantly surrounded by confusing information that pulls them in all directions. One voice tells them to cut out all carbs, another says to only drink juices. Someone else on social media claims that eating after a certain time will ruin all progress. And then there are the people who insist that you must work out intensely every single day if you're serious. With so many loud opinions, the average person ends up overwhelmed before they even start, and this overwhelm leads to paralysis, hesitation, and giving up before any real change can begin. But when you strip away the noise and look closely at what truly works, you discover that weight loss is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about understanding the simple mechanisms of your body and following a plan that fits naturally into your life. Instead of trying 10 strategies at once, you choose one clear path that you can follow on your busiest, most stressful days because that's where real transformation happens, not on perfect days but on the ordinary ones. A realistic, step-by-step plan removes guesswork because every action flows into the next. You know exactly what to do, and you're no longer tempted by shortcuts that promise fast results but end in disappointment. When the plan focuses on creating small, sustainable habits like eating slowly, balancing your meals, drinking more water, and walking regularly, it suddenly feels manageable, even if you're someone who has struggled for years. The simplicity gives you mental clarity, and that clarity takes away the pressure that usually pushes people toward failure. The reason this works so well is because the human brain is wired to resist dramatic change. Strict diets and hardcore routines feel exciting in the beginning, but they fail because the mind can't maintain that level of discipline long term. A realistic approach respects your psychology. It respects your cravings, your schedule, your personal limitations, and your emotional ups and downs. It doesn't punish you, it guides you. It lets you progress slowly but steadily, which is how lasting weight loss actually happens. Once you get into the rhythm of a simple system, the progress becomes almost automatic. Instead of thinking about food all day, worrying about doing everything right, or stressing every time you make a tiny mistake, you just follow the next step. And the more you follow it, the more confident you become because you start seeing results that feel natural, not forced. You realize you didn't have to starve yourself or exhaust your body. You simply had to follow a roadmap that made sense for you. This shift is powerful because it takes the pressure away from perfection and moves you toward consistency, which is the real key to success in weight loss. When the plan is realistic and sustainable, you don't quit when life gets messy. You don't punish yourself for slip-ups. You stay on track because you're finally following a method that supports you instead of battling against you. And that's when weight loss stops feeling like a struggle and starts becoming something you can genuinely see yourself maintaining for years to come. The foundation of long-term fat loss is fixing your relationship with food, and this begins with the simplest habits that most people overlook because they seem too easy to make a big difference. But the truth is, these small changes completely transform the way your body responds to what you eat. When you start eating slower, for example, you give your brain enough time to understand that you're full, which naturally reduces overeating without you feeling restricted or deprived. Most people finish their meals in minutes, but the brain needs time to recognize fullness, so slowing down is not about discipline but about allowing your body to communicate properly. And then comes hydration, something people think has nothing to do with weight loss, yet it plays a massive role because dehydration and hunger feel extremely similar to your brain. Many times when someone feels hungry, they're actually just thirsty, and drinking a glass of water before meals helps you avoid unnecessary snacking and keeps your appetite in check without any struggle. Now, when it comes to structuring your meals, the magic happens when you consistently combine protein, fiber, and healthy fats because this trio keeps you full for longer periods, stabilizes your energy, and eliminates the cravings that push people toward junk food. When your meals are balanced in this way, you stop experiencing those sudden hunger spikes that make you feel like you need sugar or something salty immediately. Your blood sugar remains steady, which means your mood is stable, your energy levels don't crash, and you don't find yourself standing in the kitchen looking for something to munch on just because you feel empty. Protein supports muscle maintenance and helps your metabolism stay active. Fiber helps your digestion and controls appetite. Healthy fats keep you satisfied and grounded. And the moment you begin eating like this daily, you start noticing that your relationship with food becomes calmer and more controlled. You no longer feel guilty after eating. You no longer feel like you're fighting your own cravings, and you stop treating food like the enemy. Instead, food becomes fuel, something that supports your goals instead of sabotaging them. And this change is crucial because you cannot win the weight loss journey with fear-based eating or strict diets that leave you exhausted. Those approaches only lead to binging later because your body and mind both rebel against restriction. A balanced, gentle approach helps you lose weight without feeling like you're giving up your favorite foods or suffering through hunger. You start understanding your hunger signals better, you start enjoying meals more, and you become more aware of what your body truly needs. Little by little, the portion sizes adjust themselves, cravings become less intense, your energy rises, and your body naturally shifts into a fat-burning mode because you're finally working with your biology instead of against it. And the best part is that this relationship lasts. You don't revert to old habits because your new way of eating doesn't feel like a temporary diet. It feels like a lifestyle that is easy to maintain even when you're busy, stressed, or traveling. It's not about cutting everything out. It's about understanding how to nourish yourself properly so that your body responds with predictable, steady weight loss that stays with you permanently. Movement is more important than intense workouts because it builds the foundation your body needs for long-term fat loss, and the best part is that it doesn't require any special equipment, gym memberships, or athletic skills. So many people hesitate to start their fitness journey because they assume they need to jump into heavy exercises, long gym sessions, or complicated routines, and that fear keeps them stuck in the same cycle of doing nothing. But when you shift your mindset and realize that simply moving your body throughout the day has far more impact than rare bursts of intense workouts, everything becomes easier and far more sustainable. Walking, for example, is one of the most underrated tools for weight loss, yet it's something almost everyone can do regardless of age, fitness level, or schedule. When you walk consistently, your body burns calories in a gentle, steady way that doesn't exhaust your energy or push you into burnout. It improves your digestion, lowers your cravings, reduces stress, and activates your muscles without overwhelming your joints. And the beauty of walking is that you can fit it anywhere in your day, after meals, during calls, while listening to music, or even while clearing your mind. Small steps add up, and what looks like a simple daily habit actually becomes a powerful fat-burning system underneath everything else you do. Once walking becomes a natural part of your routine, your body begins asking for more movement, and this is where strength training comes in. Strength training doesn't mean lifting heavy weights or trying to look like a bodybuilder. It's about building lean muscle that increases your metabolism and helps your body burn more calories even when you're resting. People often think they will get bulky, but the reality is that lean muscle gives your body shape, makes you look toned, and helps you lose fat more efficiently. When you add basic strength exercises like squats, push-ups, lunges, and planks just 2 or 3 times a week, you create a strong metabolism that continues burning fat long after your workout is over. And the best part is that you don't need hours, you just need consistency. A simple 15 to 20-minute routine done regularly beats a 2-hour intense session that you only do once a week. Movement also helps reduce stress, and stress plays a massive hidden role in weight gain because high stress levels release cortisol, a hormone that encourages the body to store fat around the belly area. When you walk, stretch, or do light activity, your mind relaxes, your breathing calms down, and your hormonal balance starts shifting in a positive direction. This is why movement is not just physical, it's mental and emotional. When your mind is calm, your eating habits improve automatically because you're no longer using food to cope with tension or overwhelm. You make better choices because your body feels better overall. Another reason movement matters more than intense workouts is because movement fits into your daily life naturally. Unlike strict routines that depend on motivation, movement becomes part of your environment. You start taking stairs instead of elevators, choosing to walk instead of sit, stretching during breaks, and staying active throughout the day. These small actions may not seem like much in the moment, but they create a massive, cumulative effect that completely transforms your metabolism over time. When you focus on simple, everyday movement rather than chasing perfection in the gym, the pressure disappears and the journey becomes enjoyable. You stop feeling guilty on days you can't work out intensely because you already know that movement is enough to keep you progressing. And slowly, step by step, your body becomes stronger, lighter, more energized, and far more capable of taking on bigger challenges whenever you're ready. Movement gives you momentum, and momentum is what keeps you going long after motivation fades. Your environment and mindset determine your success because weight loss is not just a physical journey, it's an emotional and psychological one. And most people fail not because they don't know what to eat or how to move, but because their surroundings and thoughts constantly pull them back into old habits. When you start changing your environment even in the smallest ways, you make it easier for your future self to stay on track without relying on motivation or willpower. Keeping unhealthy snacks out of sight, preparing your meals in advance, placing water where you can see it, and keeping your workout clothes ready may look like tiny actions, but they remove friction, and removing friction is what makes habits stick. Imagine waking up and your workout clothes are already laid out. You don't have to think, you just put them on. Imagine walking into the kitchen and the first thing you see is fruit instead of junk food. You end up making a better choice effortlessly. Your environment shapes your decisions long before you consciously make them, which is why adjusting it is one of the most powerful steps in transforming your lifestyle. But even stronger than environment is mindset, because mindset is the filter through which you interpret every setback, every mistake, and every slow week in your journey. Most people quit not because the plan didn't work but because they believe they failed. They eat one unhealthy meal and assume everything is ruined, or they miss one workout and feel like they're back to zero. This all-or-nothing thinking destroys progress faster than anything else because it trains the mind to expect perfection, and perfection is impossible. A healthy mindset understands that slip-ups are a normal part of the process, and that consistency is far more important than flawless execution. If you overeat today, the right mindset says you simply return to normal tomorrow. If you miss your walk, you don't punish yourself. You continue the next day. This simple shift prevents the guilt spiral that causes people to give up entirely. Another important part of mindset is avoiding comparison. In the world of social media, everyone looks like they're progressing faster, losing more weight, or staying more disciplined. But what you see online is never the full story, and comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10 only discourages you. Your journey is uniquely yours. Your starting point, your metabolism, your lifestyle, your body type, your genetics, your emotional triggers, all of it is different. When you stop comparing and focus only on being better than your past self, the journey becomes lighter and more peaceful. You start celebrating small wins instead of constantly feeling behind. You start noticing progress that you used to ignore, like feeling less bloated, having more energy, sleeping better, or walking faster. Your mindset also controls how patient you are, and patience is a silent superpower in weight loss. Most people expect results too quickly, and when they don't see big changes immediately, they get frustrated and give up. But the truth is, sustainable weight loss is a slow build, a gradual layering of habits that eventually reshape your body from the inside out. When you understand this, you stop rushing the process and start trusting it. You stop chasing temporary fixes and start building permanent change. When your environment supports you and your mindset protects you, weight loss stops being a battle and becomes a natural evolution. You don't fight cravings, you manage them. You don't fear setbacks, you recover from them. You don't quit, you adjust. And slowly, without forcing anything, you become the kind of person who naturally makes healthier choices because your surroundings make it easy and your mindset makes it normal. Consistency, good sleep, and stress control are the real long-term secrets, because without them, even the best diet or workout plan eventually collapses, and people often overlook how deeply these three factors shape the body's ability to burn fat. Consistency is the engine behind every transformation, yet it's the most misunderstood part of the journey. Most people believe they need huge bursts of motivation or perfect discipline, but real consistency comes from small actions repeated over time, not extreme effort done occasionally. When you're consistent, you teach your body a rhythm, and your body responds by adjusting your metabolism, stabilizing your hunger hormones, and creating predictable patterns that make weight loss easier to maintain. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up more times than you don't. Eating balanced meals most days, walking regularly, doing simple strength training a few times a week. These little habits compound slowly and quietly until one day you realize you've completely changed without even noticing the speed of it happening. But even with consistency, your body cannot function properly without good sleep. Sleep is where the real restoration happens, where the body repairs itself, balances hormones, and resets the systems that control appetite and energy. When you sleep too little, the hormones that tell your brain you're full drop, and the hormones that signal hunger rise, making your cravings stronger and your control weaker. This is why people who are sleep-deprived always crave sugary or salty foods. They're not weak, they're biologically driven by their tired brain. Lack of sleep also slows metabolism, increases stress hormones, and makes your body hold on to fat, especially around the stomach area. When you get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, everything becomes easier. Digestion improves, energy rises, you move more naturally during the day, and your hunger signals become far more predictable. You stop fighting your body and start working with it. And then comes stress, the silent barrier that blocks progress for so many people. Stress doesn't just affect your mood, it affects your hormones, your cravings, your digestion, your sleep, and even the way your body stores fat. Chronic stress increases cortisol, a hormone that encourages fat storage, especially in the belly. It also pushes you toward emotional eating, snacking when you're not hungry, and searching for comfort in food because your mind is looking for quick relief. When you're stressed, you move less, sleep less, and eat more without realizing it. That's why managing stress is not optional, it's essential, and it doesn't require complicated techniques. Simple practices like deep breathing, journaling your thoughts, talking to someone, spending time outdoors, or listening to calming music can lower your stress levels significantly. Even daily movement helps release tension in the body and calm the mind, creating a cycle where movement reduces stress, and reduced stress improves consistency. When you combine consistency, good sleep, and stress control, you create a powerful foundation that supports every other habit you're building. Your workouts feel easier, your cravings become manageable, your energy stays steady, and your motivation naturally increases because your body feels supported. Instead of forcing yourself through the journey, you glide through it with far less resistance. You begin noticing that you're not only losing weight, but your mood is better, your confidence grows, and your daily routine becomes more balanced. These three elements, consistency, sleep, and stress control, are not flashy or dramatic, but they are the core of lasting transformation. They keep you grounded when life gets busy, keep you balanced when your emotions fluctuate, and keep you progressing even on days when everything else feels out of control. And once these become part of your lifestyle, your weight loss no longer feels temporary. It becomes something your body is naturally designed to maintain because you're finally supporting it in the ways it needs most.